Hello and welcome to another Witchy 101 with myself, Willow, and my beautiful sister, Drew, right next to me. So tonight we're going to
Guys.
be talking to you guys, but we're not going to be going into too much detail. We're just going to talk to you a little bit about connection and how you can connect to certain deities and how meditation and other things can help. But first, I'll put you over to Sister Drew to see if there's anything she wants to say.
Yes, welcome in everybody. As you know, I am Drew from Drew's Abandoned Paranormal Vlog. Well, I've not got the abandoned anymore, so it's Drew's Paranormal Vlog. And yeah, we're not going to go into it too much tonight because our beautiful sister Mystical is not with us. But we wish her well and she will be back up on her feet, I dare say, by Tuesday for her stream. So yeah, we're just going to talk a little bit about connecting, what you can all connect to. And we're actually quite lucky because Sister Sherry and Sister Mystical have been putting out a few things on their channel over the last couple of weeks. So we'll definitely be directing you over to that at the end of the stream. But Sister Sherry's got a lot of different things she wants to talk to you about tonight that we can essentially connect to. So maybe you want to start for there, Sister Sherry, about what do you want? Different things you can connect to first, or say hello to everybody first. I think maybe
Yeah,
we've got a full house. Welcome, everybody.
we have lovely Misty Mountain. We have lovely Mystical, our
Come
sister.
in,
We have got
Mystical. Welcome in,
Kerry.
Kerry
I always
sis.
call it Kerry. I'm so sorry.
These
It's
all
Sherry, isn't it?
Mr. Mountain.
Kerry. Well, obviously, Sister Drew.
No,
We've
it's
got
Kerry.
beautiful Kim.
Yeah, Kerry.
Kerry, yeah. Lovely Kim.
Welcome, Kimmy.
I've said Misty Mountain. I'm sure I said Misty Mountain. So yeah, at the minute, that's all we see in there at the minute.
Mr. Mountain. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see
I'm
you.
sure there is more people just lurking by the looks of it. So yeah, it is an
Yeah,
interesting
probably.
topic. It is an interesting topic to talk about. Obviously, there's so many things that you can connect to out there, not just deities and energies, but even like the land itself, flowers, plants, trees, energy. Then you've got all of the different divine energies like your dragons, you've got your fae, elementals, spirits, spirit guardians. There's so many that
Yeah.
you can connect to, and there are so many different ways to
Yes, we
do
love
it
our hair,
as well.
guys, don't we? Yeah.
I was
Hair's
like, oh my
beautiful.
god, it
Yeah,
was Shag
exactly,
and
guys. There's
Misty's
so many different things. It's
Shag and
beautiful.
Mist's idea to get it done. So there you go.
Come
Drew
forward
said,
to be seen a
makes you
little
look
bit more.
more, makes you look more goddess, Sherry. I said, I think that's what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to do to me,
See, she's
but
more modesty with the colour. See, I've got grey hair usually, but I'm going to put a little green hair, sorry, but I'm going to put a little bit of blonde dye in my hair again first, and then I'll put my green back in. So if we are
I think you
raising up
should.
to goddess days, then I think
Yeah,
our
we need
hair
to.
is kind of going to follow that.
I think that's what they're zapping us to do. Bring that energy out. Come on.
And if you have
So
noticed
yeah,
as well, my
talking.
hair's kind of started getting higher.
Yeah,
Welcome in, Christina.
I was. Hello, Christina says. Like, I was going to because I thought that would have looked really cute, but then I was like, nope, just leave it the way it is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a lovely colour.
It
Yeah,
is
so
very
let's
vibrant.
think about this for a minute. Think about this as well, guys. Over the last, from we started Witchy 101, we've been trying really to get you to a place where the ease are grounded. You know how to ground yourself. He's are probably at a stage now that he's are meditating quite good and connecting maybe even if it's not fully to something, he's are probably connecting to a voice at least. So that's why right now it's important to start thinking about who you want to connect to. Who do you really want to start guiding you from the other side? Because remember, we couldn't do this, guys, if it wasn't for our guides. Especially me, who doesn't quite see spirits yet or things like that. So I think Sister Sherry connected to what was it you connected to then, Sister Sherry, as a young girl? Was it your elemental spirit first?
My first ever spirit was Aura,
Right, okay.
and that was when I was 5. when I was sitting in my bedroom crying and making loads of noise, and she decided to show herself to me for the first time and went like this massive
Mm.
thing. I was just like, as a little girl, like, what the
Right.
hell's that? And then she put her hand out to me, and that was it. That we could see
Yeah.
through like each other's eyes. It's really weird.
So through the
Really, really weird.
years, I'll just let's turn it a bit of an interview. So through the years, what have you all connected to then, if you don't mind saying? You don't need to tell us everything, of course.
Right, well, so obviously I've connected to Aura, and you've got
Yeah.
Darius, you've got Shad, Mist.
Mm,
Obviously, I talk to my pups as well. So I do talk to Astro and Shakara. Obviously, I do connect with other energies of nature as well. I have spoke to like tree gods and tree spirits and
yeah.
things like that. The Fae's another one I've communicated with. Extraterrestrial, I've communicated
Yeah.
with and channeled. Um,
Yeah.
oh my God, you're asking me. This would be
So
here all
then,
night.
yeah, no. So, what would you say then for the guys starting out? What would be the ease and the goddess, of course, we've connected to, and
Gods,
the
goddesses.
goddesses.
Yeah, I was
So,
just
what
about to
do you
continue
think
like
would
gods,
be
goddesses.
the easiest for them to start connecting to? For me, it was my ancestors. I do believe when I first started to do this, it was my day, which is Gaelic for granddad. I do believe when I first started this, it was my dad that was leading me, because when I tried to do the Ouija board and things, it kept coming through the spirit box at the time, date, and I didn't realise at the time it was saying date. It wasn't until I listened to it back, maybe about a year or two later, that I heard it is blocking it. So I think essentially when I first started, it was my ancestors that popped in, such as my gran and my dad, that helped me to start with. So I don't know if that's maybe even a good place for some of you to start. And as I said before, I was always connected to the moon and didn't really realise it. So most of us will be connected to something, but we just don't really know what it is. So sit and think about what it is for you guys, because I believe it was the moon all along, and then probably after Santa Marta intervened to help me connect. I do believe it was my granddad and things. So kind of think about that. So what family members, Sherry, do you think guide you? Is that Darius is obviously a friend, isn't he?
No, Darius is Aura's brother.
All right, okay. I thought he was a
So
person you knew.
they
You're
are
not too
both
there. You learn
elemental.
something every day.
Yeah,
Right,
Darius and
okay.
Aura are elemental. Okay, and I think like my first communication and the one that I really started out with was actually in fact trying to communicate with my guide, because obviously your guide is going to be the one that opens you to being able to speak to your family, your loved ones.
Yeah.
Another one, if you're not feeling comfortable with trying to reach out to your guide straight away, then yeah, it would be your ancestors like your nan, your granddad, your auntie, because you know they do have that energy to be able to come through. So I found it was
Mm-hmm.
a bit of a mix and match with me. It would be my guides and it would be my aunt and my nana that I didn't know was my
Yeah.
nan at the time. I told you the story about that before, that she was a
Yeah.
witch and stuff. And she learnt me a lot of my education and me being a witch. Them coming to find out years later she was actually a witch and that's why she was learning me it. You know, so it
Mm,
was really my
yeah.
auntie and my nana and my spirit guide. So it would have been Aurora that I spoke to.
Right, okay. I don't know if Mystical had commented
And I
you.
had my spirit guide. I've got a human spirit guide, which is my best friend Tony. Now he was somebody
Right,
that
okay.
communicated with
I
me
knew
a
you
lot.
had said something
Yeah,
about a
Tony.
person. Yeah.
Tony's one of my human spirit guides. He's like my mate that passed away. So I have him. So they were really the main three that I
Yeah.
communicated with, along with Aurora. Obviously, Darius come a little bit later because I obviously had to be
Mm-hmm.
used to Aura
And you
first, then
find that they
Darius came.
pop in for different reasons, don't you? You find that sometimes you'll do something, even just such things as tarot readings, and you'll feel that it'll be like my grand's energy. And you will get to realise the different energies, guys, and sometimes there'll be a smell there, or there'll be a certain vibration that you feel.
Yeah,
And then with my gran, she always had really soft hands. So when I feel my gran's around, I always feel as if my hands have went like a little bit spongy. I always sense a little bit more of a scent in there because she always used, and I've told you before, honeysuckle soap. So I always know when she's around. Some of the energies are a little bit more welcome in everybody, welcome in Phoenix. Some of
Hello,
the other
Phoenixie.
energies are a little bit more hard to figure out who. But I tried my hardest to work with Bridget for a while, and I do believe Bridget did come in and work with me for a little while. But then I think Hecate realised that she would be better off to work with me. And because I was talking to a lot of people who Hecate was their goddess, I do believe she then stepped in then to take over from Bridget. But I can still feel Bridget around sometimes. More I would say around Christmas and things like that, where it's a little bit more traditional things. But my point being that I'm saying to you guys is don't limit it to one person when you're first
No.
trying. Maybe reach out to the moon, reach out to the goddesses, some of your ancestors that you can trust, as Mystical always says. you know, or
Yeah,
be feel better
definitely.
soon, Phoenix.
Definitely ancestors and stuff first, and your guides, and definitely the moon. The moon is really good. Like, even if you're just starting to learn to be able to pick up on the energy, she's really good because of her energy power. So, like, sitting there saying something to her and see what you feel from her coming back, and
Yeah.
it'll help you to tune with your head as well. Because even though she's the moon and that, she does have a voice and she does have an energy and she does talk to you just like your gods and your goddesses. She is a goddess. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they do
Yeah.
talk to you. So she'd probably be a really good energy to try and reach out to first because she knows everything. So she'd
Yeah.
be really good
And she's in the sky
to
every
come
night.
to you. You know what I
she's
mean? Yeah,
always
yeah.
there.
Then, like I said, your loved ones and
Yeah.
your spirit guide, which would normally be like a family member or something, or it may be a spirit of somebody that doesn't know you but maybe knew you from a past life or has something of value to you. So they may
Yes.
work with you for that reason. There's a lot of reasons. Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who you are. I can't see your
Welcome
name.
in.
Welcome in.
Yeah, exactly.
Them energies are really good. Like Sister Drew said, it's really hard when you get to the more complicated ones, like your dragons and stuff. There's going to be certain feelings and
Yes.
energies they get off with you. Like with me, for instance, when my shad and my mist is around, I'll get like a very powerful, ancient feeling, and I'll get
Okay.
this horrendous heat round me because
Mm.
obviously of them being dragon and whatever. I can feel when they're there. Some they'll make you feel very light as well because of their energy and who they are. Hello, James. Hello, Nigel. Hello to both of you. It's lovely to see
Welcome
you
in,
both in here.
everybody. Can I ask you to please subscribe and share out, please? Thank you.
So, like, obviously, with them, that it's that sort of thing. You'll get a very like light feeling from them as well. Obviously, where they fly, and they have got very placid temperaments, even though they're very powerful. You know what I mean? Then,
Mhm.
oh my god, what would
Yeah.
you say about your fae? Your fae can get a lot of
I'm
energy
an
from fae.
empath.
Like you would start to feel quite a mischievous feeling when the fae are around because they're very mischievous. They like to play tricks on you and move things about, and you'll get this like playful
Yeah.
energy around you, like a very
See,
playful
I think
energy.
that's what was wrong with me the other night. Do you remember the other night when I was live? I had a
Yeah,
little bit of a giggly, joyfully
yeah, and they can
energy
affect you
around
like
me.
that. They can affect you like
Yes.
that. Yeah,
I think it was my fairy. I'm blaming this little dude here. If as a, For the people that don't know this, it's just maybe watching this. This little fairy's been in my life for a little while now. I think it was my daughter that got me. Either that or I got it in the Freyr's cauldron box. But she used to only sit in my altar and I would maybe think she was looking at me. But over the last year, where I've really been starting to try and think, do I want to do this woodland adventure stuff? I really feel as if I'm getting a lot of the fairy energy. And I got the vibe off her that she wanted off the altar. And at one point, she had the five elements around her. That I've got little discs, it's the five elements. And she was in the middle. And then now she wants to be up here next to the on top of the yes no coin. So I'm playing it by ease with her just now, guys. So I think I'm getting a
yeah.
lot of that
They
energy.
they're quite a particular energy. They like things a certain way, and you'll find that you'll move them around a lot because they don't stay in one place
She
very long.
wants to
Put
stare
it
me
that
in the
way.
eyes. She looks at
Very
me in the
active
eyes.
energy. They're very, very
Yeah.
active energy, and very good at influencing you to get things to do with nature. Very good at doing that. So that is
Well,
what's
I
happening
think
with
that's
this.
why she's maybe
Yeah,
came. Because as I
she's put
was
it on
saying,
to you.
I want to
Mm.
start. I mean, last year, for a lot of you that already know me, you'll know that I started to hear the trees talk, and this will sound bonkers to a lot of people, but I started to hear the trees talk. So now that I'm going down this new path of what I'm doing, I think that they have maybe stepped forward to help me when I do go into the woods because I want to get to a place where I'm connecting to the plants and things and I'm feeling their energy and I'm feeling what they want to tell me they're healing for and things. So I feel as if that is why the fairy energy is stepping forward now more in my life. So as Sister Sherry says, it'll be an interesting journey because they're interesting characters.
They are. They're
So
very playful, very mischievous. Very, you'll get a very happy, very childlike feeling when they're around because they are like that. They're into everything. That's all I'm going to say to you.
welcome in
Obviously,
everybody that's coming in.
when you come to like your spirit guides and that, there are so many different spirit guides. You've got your angels, you've got your guardians, you've got, your normal spirit people, you've got your spirit animals, like your
Mm,
totems. There's so many forms of energy that they're all going to be very different. But when you have your spirit guides and stuff like that around, the ones that are supposed to work with
yeah,
you and
mister.
help you on your path, you'll get a very caring but educational feeling from them because they're supposed to put you on your path. They're supposed to learn you things. So you'll feel very like educated when your guides and that are around you. You'll feel very loved and safe as well because that is
Yeah,
what a lot of your energies do. Your animals do the same thing, but obviously every single one of them energies have got different characters. So you might have one that's really lovely but really grumpy. So you'll be able to tell what their different energies are to who they are. You'll get to know your guides. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, that's Grumpy George, or
yeah.
but you wouldn't obviously call him Grumpy George. You just call him George, but you know by what he gives off.
And
You know what
you'll
I mean?
get to know what each of them like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've got personalities. Believe me.
See, I find that Hecate works well when I give. Yeah, I give Hecate, if I can, I give her moon water because I've got a lot of moon water that I've got stored up. Or sometimes for quickness, if I'm washing her up or down, I'll just give her normal water. But she works better if you give her water that's been charged under the moon. And if you give her some jasmine mixed with rose as an offering just to sit on the altar, that's what our candle usually sits on, guys, is rose petals mixed with jasmine. And I find that is her thing for me. It could be totally different for somebody else. But I also feel like with Santa Marta that I work with, who's on my altar upstairs, I think the most important thing she likes is more the incense and the candles. I feel as if I
Yeah.
didn't like her a candle and like the incense, both, then I wouldn't get any communication out of her because I think that is what kind of brings her in, if you like, is the
I
prayers,
think.
and the candle magic and the incense together.
Well,
So you'll get to know
like
all that.
I think if you're going to be starting out to communicate with them, I think you all should light your candles when you're communicating with them because it just
Oh
gives that
yeah,
opening in that doorway to be able to let them come through and it'll help you to focus. Obviously, as you get better at it and you get used to doing it, you wouldn't need to put your candles on all the time. But like Sis said, certain energies
yeah,
and deities and things you work with like certain things. They like certain herbs, certain incense, certain crystals, certain
yeah.
water, juices, alcohol, like
Mm-hmm.
there's so many different characteristics to what they like. Like
Yeah.
I've got 5 or 6 different deities that sit on my altar, and they all like different things. So I'm putting different incense out to all of
Well,
them, and different crystals.
exactly.
Not forgetting my dragons as well.
And
They like their
and
crystals
remember,
in their
that's the way
candle.
that you build up the
Yeah,
trust with them.
yeah. And you've got to always have something
Yeah.
for them.
Well,
You
see,
can't
I
just
would think,
expect
yeah, the crystal.
expect
There
them to
was,
come and start
I've got
communicating with you
a.
and doing whatever. You do need to give them
Goodness.
something in return, like to show that you're wanting that communication with them, you're
Yeah.
wanting that connection. It kind of seals your
I'm going to
relationship,
give
sort
the
of thing.
dragon energy this.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think it's actually,
yeah.
yeah, I'm going to give the dragon energy that. I'm going to cleanse it. Oops, I'm dropping it. I'm going to give the dragon energy that. I'll cleanse it all and I'll give.
That's chameleon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of carnelian, but it's unclear,
That
it's
might be good
unclean.
because that's like an
It's a
energy.
rough
That's a different.
carnelian.
That chameleon's really good because it's got so many different sides and energies to it. So that'd be really ideal for the dragons because they
Yeah, and I
like
thought
different
that'd be
energies. So
red and
that would be
orange.
awesome.
Yep,
Yeah,
and I'll just put that representation. I'll just dedicate this to the dragon energy. Ask if it wants to come in, welcome it in, maybe even try and get some sort of dragon character or picture or something. And I will just sit it on my altar, probably for as long as I feel that it's necessary, and then I maybe ask for a little bit more. And if that's the way that you build up your trust with them, guys, as well as giving them a little bit of your time to recognise them, maybe even say a little prayer for them, give them an offering, and then slowly but slowly the communication does become clearer in your head about it all,
they do.
especially when they know that you're putting in the work. You'll just know, guys.
They are
It's
a
hard
lot
to
about
explain.
respect.
Yeah,
They are very
it's
much about
amazing.
respecting that. And you putting out, like Sis said, putting out like a little offering for them. They really, really love music as well. So putting music on when you're doing it with them as well. They love music. So
Right.
that's a way to your dragon's heart is music. They love music. So a bit of
Yeah.
music, a nice incense stick. I find that a lot of my dragons like the dragon blood incense stick because it is
Right.
symbolized with their name. So they do like that. They like all of like the natural herby smells like the lavenders, the jasmines, sandalwood, like all of
Yeah.
the natural earthy nature smells. You know what I mean? They like
Yeah.
all of that. It seems to calm them. So
There's just so much you can connect to as well, though, isn't there? Really, I mean, and as we said, there's different reasons that you connect to them. For example, I'll be trying to connect to the fairies to help me when I'm in the woods.
yeah.
I always connect to Hecate to help me with my healing prayers and things like that. Usually with Santa Marta, which is she's more my guidance than my Hecate's my deity.
Let me put that up. That's so
Lee is
funny. Hang on.
sitting
Hang on.
excellent questions.
Drew and Sherry, Lee's sitting next to me asking me 100 questions. You'd think he's never heard of this. Bless his heart. He's so forgetful.
Forgetful. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Lee, that's why you come to these things because it's good for educating. But like Sister Drew said,
Yeah.
they're all different energy and they all work different ways and there's all different characteristics. So before you even think about channeling or communicating, at least, like Sis said, think about the energies you're wanting to work with and maybe do some research and studying on them and their characteristics so you have a little bit of an understanding of who they are. Because you don't want to go
Yeah.
connecting with a dragon unknowing of them because you're going to get the shock of your life if you don't know how
Yes,
to
I
talk
think
to
you
them
wouldn't start with a
right.
dragon.
You
Start
can
with
start off with
a
your
little
normal spirits, like your
the moon.
family and your guide.
Your
You know what I mean?
family.
And the moon.
A lot of yous once you
You know.
this is more for the people that is starting off than the people that's in the chat just now, but the minute that you sit down, if you are following our guidance, the minute you are sitting down now and meditating, clearing your space and things, maybe even have a little altar set up and already doing dedications, you'll probably find that the minute you sit down and ask to find out who it is you're connected to, you'll probably find that you'll get the answers pretty quick if you don't already know, because they'll be wanting to show you that they appreciate the things that you're doing for them, and they appreciate you reaching out to them and putting them out some fresh water, some bread, some crystals or something. And also, it'll be important when Uncle Danny comes up, because Uncle Danny, as I told you, helped me find a way to pay homage to maybe the circle of people that I work with, because Uncle Danny showed us a way to make like it's essentially a salt, and I've not even got mine, it's upstairs. Um, it's essentially a bed of salt, and then you put the it's much like the Grove. You put a representation of each of your guides, your deities, the spirits you're working with on that bed of salt. And then so when you're sitting down to communicate and figure out something, you can make sure that you put one of your guys like in the middle of it so that they know that you're talking directly to them.
Yeah,
So Uncle Daniel maybe talk to you a little bit about that type of thing and how to
you
connect
can do
if he's
that,
finding it hard. Yeah.
and
But
that
there's
is a
loads
really
of
good.
way, guys.
That's a really good way to do it. But if you weren't somebody that's got the soul and everything else, another way, like obviously over time you're going to have certain things that you have represented to each of your energies. So when you're doing it, obviously, like for me at the minute, I'm starting to set up altars here, there, and left, right, and center because they're telling me it's time now. But before, all my energies are on my altar at the minute. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I want to communicate with them, I have a specific table in an area in my den where I'll go to and I'll put their bits that represent them on there.
Yeah.
Then they know
That
when
time.
they're took away from that altar, it's a direct communication for only them. The other energies
Yeah.
know not to jump in unless they have to or they think they need
Yeah.
to. So,
It's a good way of
and
doing
it
it.
is all about keeping yourself protected and calling out to your energies as well. Calling out to them as well will give direct communication to them. If you're just going
Yeah.
there and going, "Hello, is there anyone to communicate with
Hello,
me?"
can you talk to me a minute?
You're going to be getting everyone coming to you. So, direct communication to the person you're wanting to talk to as well is better as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
definitely. I mean, as you know, over the last few days, maybe even the last week, I've been trying to do a lot more meditating and a lot more going deeper to try and get
there's some
answers, more about
strange
past
stuff going on.
lives. So through doing that, that's also, and I feel that I'm connected to other things at that point as well. So meditation is a really good way of doing it. But
Oh yeah,
when you before you go into your meditation, make a list if you like, and then write it down before you start meditating, and ask for these to be answered, these certain questions to be answered. And you maybe not get all the answers in the meditation, but a lot of the time, once you come out of the meditation, maybe go to sleep and wake up the next day, you'll find that you're a lot more clarity of mind. You maybe even find
yeah.
a lot of ideas will pop in your head. So
You'll
ask,
have ideas for
guys.
something you didn't have.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
For
And then that
sure.
is what a lot of them do. They won't all come through to you when you call to them, but they might communicate with you in other ways. What you've got to remember as well, energies like to communicate with you in different ways. When you're doing your
Yeah.
meditation and you're opening yourself to them, you're kind of giving them that doorway that you are open to communicate. So then they will communicate how they want to. Some of them will come through
Hmm.
to you. Some of them will be like, I'll go through your dreams, or I'll pop an image or speak in your head while you're doing something. Like they perform in so many different ways. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's learning to read that and to know that because
Well,
you'd be a
that's
bit
it.
confused if you didn't know.
It's
You know what I mean? Like
decipher
every
through
time
it.
there's something in your head, you're running out the door, and it's not even
And
that.
remember, spirits can lie. So if there's a
Yes.
random spirit around and pops things in your head, always make sure you know it's your spirit energy that you're working with. And you will get to know that, as we say, through different little things that
Well,
you'll
there
notice.
can be certain things that you say to your energies, yeah, which only they would know. So if another spirit was to
Yeah,
come and you said that to them, they wouldn't know how to answer that. So you'd know it's not them because your guide's going to know that.
exactly.
And you can do
Hmm.
that. You don't have to be verbal with that. You could just call them into your head or call them into your circle and shield yourself so that nothing else can hear it and speak to that energy. Tell them their special code words. At least then when a spirit comes, if you say that, you'll be like, I know you're not my guide.
Yeah, I know you're not. Nope.
You know what I mean?
Welcome in,
So,
Christine. Nice to see you,
hello,
sis. I
Christine,
can actually
sweetheart.
see you.
Wow, yes.
Yeah, I can see because I'm on StreamYard.
It's really good. It is really good to connect in that, guys. But like I said to you, make sure that you do your education about the deities and know which deities and energies you're wanting to work with. And
Yeah, that's
when you do
important.
start to work with them, always put your protection and your candles up and always make sure you just directly call out to those energies. There's a lot of videos on Mystical's channel, on my channel. Sister Drew's got stuff on her channel as well, where it tells you about certain deities and energies that you work with, how to call out to them. So you've got instruction there
Yeah.
to do that and what to say. So it's not stopping you. I'm just saying, like,
It's information for you to
educate,
help you choose. Yeah.
educate yourself because it can be very dangerous connecting with other energy if you don't know
Oh,
what you're doing.
yes.
Okay, so
The fairies open
please make
my
sure
eyes.
you research, study, and practice. Practice with your loved ones and with your guide, okay, because they can learn you when you're going right and wrong. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, no, you
Yeah.
don't do that. you have to do it this way, or you have to be like this, or you need this to bring into it, or
Also,
you know.
remember when you start opening up, you will become more open when you're walking past cemeteries and things. That's why when I always pass the cemetery, and I will always say, "Hello, spirits of the cemetery. I cannot come in and talk to you today. Gatekeeper, I give you all the respect." I always say something because
Yeah,
when you start to communicate with energies, you will become a beacon for them. So you want to kind of address them before they
yeah,
see you,
definitely.
type of
Don't think you can go past them unseen, because they will see you. I'm telling you, they learn. It's not just seeing you, but they learn what your energy is, so they can pick that up from mileage before you even know it. So
Yeah.
you trying to walk past a graveyard and ignore them, you'll end up getting zapped like I did,
Yes,
or
like
something,
mystical.
because you was trying not to. I was trying not to acknowledge because my friends were with me. You know what I mean? So I do the same thing. If I go by, I go, hello, my darlings. I'm not here to stop today, but I will come back and see you tomorrow. Lots of love, light, and blessings. Hello, gatekeeper. You're doing an amazing job with the
Yeah, I'll see
graveyard.
you soon.
Lots of kisses and love. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll bring some flowers and I'll bring some stuff for you, and they're fine. But if you just walk past them and ignore them, they're like, they have
It's
beef
not
with
that, they're like
when
your
you turn up.
friends. Yeah,
Yeah,
especially
they're
when it's
your
somewhere
friends.
you've
Yeah,
investigated. I mean,
don't
it's like
just look.
walking past your friend's house and not
Don't
waving in or something.
One thing that's
They'll
really
come in.
important when you're going to make connection and you're going to be around
Yeah,
energy and that, don't look at them as something else. Look at them as a friend. Look at them as a companion. Look at them as somebody very important to you, because they are. Like, you don't want to be just treating them like, oh, you're just there to do what I need you to do and go. No, they are a friendship and a bond, and they don't have to work with you. They don't have to communicate with you. Okay,
yeah.
so bear that in
Exactly,
mind as well.
guys. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I really feel that some of the times it's a privilege. It really is to,
oh, it is.
for, I mean, think about the amount of ghost hunters out there, even the amount of people that's spiritually open. And for all that I'm not one that can see them yet, and when I started off, I couldn't hear or see them. So it's really a privilege for them to say, right, okay, I like your energy, I'll work with you and I'll let you hear my story. So it's a kind, you feel proud when you know, when you go back home and you go over the footage and the audio and things, and you realise that they've spoke to you, you feel a sense of pride. And it's the same
You
thing
do.
when you light your altar up and things as well. You feel as if you're doing something for them and you're giving them maybe a little bit of energy or even respect. So that gives you a little bit of pride to
It's an
move on and
amazing
do
feeling.
something else. Yeah,
It's an
it's,
amazing
it's a
feeling.
purpose.
Even being around your guides and stuff is a pleasure. The things that they can take you to see and the things that you can experience being in their presence, it's,
Oh,
oh my
yeah.
god,
Some of
you'd
the
be ever
things you
thankful.
see.
You moan about this world, you ain't got to worry if you start seeing, because you'll be going off to beautiful world, so you wouldn't care
Oh,
no more. You know what I mean? You're
yeah.
going somewhere in the evening
Worlds that
later.
looks like pure crystals all around you.
Oh yeah,
It's
there
crazy,
are
guys.
there's some magical looking places, guys, like just out of this world, like things you wouldn't even imagine exist. But it's not our world, so it is going to be like that. It's not destroyed or inhabited the way that we are. So they have
Yeah.
so much more beautiful things there. You know what I mean? So
It's as if they've figured it
it's
out and
amazing.
we've not. But I
No, I
think
love it.
though as well, I think as well that's why when you go out ghost hunting and things, you've got to really know how to connect. Because when you're going out ghost hunting, you're wanting to connect to even just your energies around you to make sure you're protected. And then you want to try and tune in at least to some of the energies around you, because I think a lot of the time they know if you're interested in them or not. So if you're really
Yeah, they do.
standing there concentrating and even saying, "Spirits of the cemetery, my name is Andrina, my friends call me Drew, can you please help tell me your story?" Try and see telepathically if they're trying to tell you, because a lot of the time they're maybe trying to test you, see how interested you really are. Because if you're not interested, they'll know you're going to walk away within 2 minutes. So really try
Yeah,
and connect with them on their level.
you definitely.
Welcome in, Luna.
Hello, Luna sis. You definitely need to be open-minded when you're communicating with them, and
And
you've got to
put
be
them
open to wanting to
first.
be able to be communicated in all ways. You're not just going to get your equipment going off. Sometimes they'll try to tap in your mind, or they'll say something to you in your ear, or they'll show you a sign in the yard, or you'll see them walk past. You've got to be functioned and
Yeah.
tuned in everything, because they'll do whatever they want. You know what I
And
mean?
it's the
So
smell as well. The
yeah,
all well,
smells,
I'm not
all of it,
always, but a
all your
few of the times
senses.
they put that
All of
smell
your
in there.
senses need to be open. Every sense needs to be open. Even if you say, yeah, but I can't see in that, it don't matter. It doesn't mean that there isn't going to be that first time that you experience seeing something happen. If
I'm
you
watching it
believe
after
in it
this,
enough,
Phoenix.
if you believe in it enough and you open your mind enough, even if you've never seen a spirit in your life, there could be that one time you do because you're so believing in it and you're opening to it because you're wanting to. That's how it starts happening.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's how it happened for me, guys. I
Yeah.
tried my hardest to turn on a spirit box, the recorder as well at the time, and I just couldn't get anything. I got the
Sister's
K2,
first
and it was all
experience was a tree talking to her. She comes flying into the clan to tell us she heard a
yeah.
tree talk.
So I'm either
Literally.
gone nuts or I've just heard the trees speak. It's not that, guys. Where I heard the trees speak, my niece at the time stayed right at that house, and I know
Yeah.
her voice. So I'm like, no, it's not even at our Chelsea's, and I'm like, I can hear, and it was a female voice, and I'm like, I can hear somebody speaking. But because it was kind of windy as well, I couldn't really pick up what they were saying. But I know it was the trees. I just know it. So we'll see
That is
what happens
probably
when I do start going down the
that
woodlands.
is probably another good way to do your communication is actually sitting in nature and listening to what you can hear from nature because they're really good for like talking to you and waking you up. And
Yes,
nature is the most protective place
I
to
love
be in. You'll
doing
be
that.
protected 100% in nature. You're protected if they know you're communicating with them. So they'd be another energy
Yeah,
that's really good, like talking to your plants, your trees, seeing if you can feel something. And it isn't always talking through physical, it's even talking through touch. When you touch a tree, what do you feel from the tree?
and
What do you
you're
hear it
right.
saying in your head? What do you feel when you
Yeah,
touch a plant? And the plant, what does it say in your head? It's learning to hear what they're talking to you about. It's not always physical voice.
yeah.
There is other ways they do it.
That's what I want to do. I want to sit with them, and maybe even just and around that. I feel it could even just be the grass. Who knows? And just sit
Anything.
there and see if you can tune in
Lay
and
on it.
start to hear.
Lay on the
Last
grass.
year,
Just lay on the grass like that. And just
yeah,
see what you get coming in your head and how you start to feel. You'll be amazed.
I don't know if you remember. I took our Zach up. It's the back of Burkwood essentially, but it's kind of like a circle that's all plain. When I took Zach up there and we sat down and we were doing the spirit box, but when we sat down, you could feel like a vibration going through the ground. So I'm going to go up there because I want to. I couldn't do it because I was with Zach, but I want to kind of further investigate up there because I've got a funny feeling that way back then that clearing was made for a reason to do with
Yeah.
Burkwood. So it's maybe been a place when it was like the manor house where they went to play like polo or football or who knows. But it feels as if it's been like it could even be where they used to go for their picnics or something. So there's definitely a certain energy up there that I want to see if I can tune into. And there's always
And you will
daffodils and
you
loads of
will
flowers.
you will find when you like go to communicate with things like nature and stuff that a lot of it starts off with the vibration energy, and as you're getting that vibration, that's when the messages start coming in. That's why when you touch the tree, first you'll feel the energy of the tree, you'll feel the vibration of the tree, then you'll start getting like messages in your head, or you'll start getting visions of something, and that's how
Yeah.
they do that. You know what I mean? And a lot of what we do in communication is vibration and energy. It's what makes us communicate. It's all coming and connecting it. So
Yeah, that's why I had to start
higher
researching how
level.
to actually ghost hunt because that was the first things that came up was learning how to raise your vibration enough to hear
Yeah,
them and then lowering
you
your
have to.
vibration enough to
You're
relax
gonna
to
hear.
hear the yeah.
You're not gonna hear anything
But
if you don't
but
heighten your
see when I
vibration.
was up
That's
there, I lost one of and I don't know how I done it because me and Zach were sitting on the ground and I've got a little pouch. I don't even know if it's there. And I've got a little pouch that's been my protection stuff. Let's see if I can find it. And it's got a little, it might be in the other bag up the stairs. It's got a little Benedictine coin in it. No coin, it's a little Benedictine pendant. It was in amongst the rosary beads, and I had two of them. And when Zach and I was sitting on the ground up there, one of them all of a sudden was only there, and I'm like, where did it go? And I could not for the life of me find it. Do you know, guys? I think maybe one of those fairies have took it, and now this is the kind of call that was them getting the connection to me, and this is me them wanting me to go back because they're connecting me through the energy of that
And
coin.
they can. Some of them, they can do that.
Yeah,
They can do that. They're very, very
it's a
intriguing. I'm
perfect.
telling you,
Welcome
when
in,
you
look,
start.
look. It's a perfect
Oh,
place,
hello,
sis.
Lee.
You wait till I
Seriously.
show
Oh,
you.
let me put that up. Hang on a minute. Let me put that up. Seriously, thanks for the series, guys. It's so helpful. I'd been going to a spiritual church and open circle for the past 6 months. I can really say I have learned more off you guys and mystical than there. That is so
Oh
beautiful, and we're so
wow!
grateful
Thank
for that.
you,
That's
Bex.
amazing. That makes us
Thank you
smile.
very
That does.
much. Oh, that brings a tear to my eye.
It does.
I'm emotional.
It's so good.
Thank you very much. Guys, the feedback is amazing. Thank you. That's why I think last week we took the pause, especially with Mystical being no well as well.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that you are getting something out the course. Well, not the course, the teachings. And if we're going too fast, if there's something that you don't understand, definitely do it. Look, Bex just did, and let us know if there's anything you want to say. Mystical
Our
must be one
lovely
of Mystical
Mystical's not on
subscribers.
panel
Thank you
with
very
us
much.
today because
Yep,
she's a
I
bit
miss your
unwell
wee
at the minute.
face. Yeah,
Mystical's unwell at the minute,
I'll
so
get
that's why
there,
she's not on
guys.
panel tonight. But she is in chat, as you've just seen. So
Yeah.
I know she very much appreciates all of the love and everything you're giving
That's
to
why
us
we're
as
not
well.
doing a full show, guys. We're just chit chatting because it's not the same without Mystical actually being here to help teach us. Because a lot of the things, as we've told you, we all do different. So the people that's kind of been following Mystical's path wouldn't know. So we need the three of us.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right to go on to the proper shows without our sister Mystical. It just doesn't feel right.
Nope, doesn't feel right.
Oh, let's read what that says. Hang on.
Kerry
I'm
says.
excited to see the plant ally I connect to most this spring. Last year it was the dandelion. See, even with your
Dandelion.
plants and your trees and stuff, they can be allies to you and help you with certain things as well. They're amazing as well. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good, Kerry, sweetheart.
This year I will try and get thistles. I'm going to try and make sure
Mm.
that I get the thistles when they're at that nice purple stage, guys, and I'll get as many as I can and get them
Do you know how
flattened
many
out and
times I
things and
walked past a
send
load of
you
thistles
one.
the other year? I walked
Oh, they're
past thistle
beautiful, aren't
bushes
they?
so many times and I didn't end up getting any. And then I kicked myself when they went the wrong
Me
colour. I was
too,
just like,
sis. And I couldn't get them.
yeah,
It's not that all of a sudden they go puffy and then they just blow
yeah,
everywhere. So
yeah, no good then.
one day they're they're much like the cherry blossom tree. One day they're fine, then the next day you go out and they're like poof.
It does, sis, but we're glad that you're getting on the mend, and we are going to keep
Oh
doing the prayers
yes,
and the
you'll get there,
blessings and
sis.
stuff for you. You'll
Mm-hmm.
get there, sis. You're
You'll get
strong.
there. And
You've
if
got
she
to be
does,
strong.
guys, we'll
We
be
need you back.
back to the Tuesday shows. Yeah, we're just patiently waiting on you.
Every week we're like,
But your
are
heart's
you
most
coming on?
important.
Just a little
Yeah,
bit
I
more
know.
time. We'll be celebrating by the
and,
time she comes back. We'll be like,
and poor
woo!
Eli as well. Eli's sitting in the background, still waiting on his chit chat again. So we will be back at it, guys. As I says to
We'll have
Mystical, just
banners.
get better. We're not going
We'll have
anywhere.
banners and party
Yeah,
streamers
we'll
for
be like,
Mystical
yo,
when she
look,
comes
look,
back.
look. Oh,
Woo!
I've got my
Yeah,
good
boy.
witch jumper on tonight. Look, good witch.
Good witch, yeah. I
Most of the
love that
time.
program. I love that program.
It says most of the time. Is there anything you want to ask us, guys? Why we are just having a little bit of a natter tonight? What do
It's
you
actually
think? Is
nice
there
to
any
have
you
a
want to
couple of
ask?
shows where we're not having to rack our heads, though. It's just nice to have a couple of shows where we can just relax and really,
Yeah,
really
chill out
engage
and
with the
see.
groups because we don't really get to be able to engage with you when we're reading and doing whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get. In fact,
So,
that's what I'll do. I'll subscribe to you as well. Look, where are you?
well, most of the time, yeah. You know
Yeah, I've
us, we're
got you as
crazy.
well.
I'm
Go
gonna,
Bex.
I'm gonna have a look through him as well. Yeah. Oh, I need to. I'll have a look after because you'll be in the room.
Yeah, because
So
you're on StreamYard. Yeah,
yeah,
sisters
I'm
will
on
be on
StreamYard, but I
StreamYard.
can't get you up. So I'll do it after, Luke. But we do appreciate you, darling, and we're glad that
Thank
we're
you very
influencing
much.
you and
Yeah.
helping you. It really does move us because we did sit on panel the
Yeah.
other week saying, "Are we doing it right, guys? Are you learning?" So to see this week, it's just like,
I know.
there you
I know. It's not that. Most of the people that come in our chat and we talk to in the clan and things, they've already kind of got established. So
go.
it's the
Yeah,
people out there that is sitting listening to us and doing the workings and things and taking their time to learn what we're telling them and going away and doing their studying during the week that
yeah,
people are meant to be doing as well. Go look into the things we're telling you about. Find the things that resonate with you through the meditations, through the shadow work and things that we've taught you. So the feedback is better because hopefully at one point Sister Sherry and I and Mystical and anybody else of the sisters will have some sort of school where we'll be teaching people, maybe even doing individual classes and things. So we're hoping through time we will have some sort of network. So this is just the beginning, guys, to try and see how it all works, to see if we've got it in us to do it. So the feedback that we get is amazing.
it does, and it really helps us to make like decisions and that because it hasn't been easy to make this decision and to start educating you guys. We had to really sit and think about it because we're very busy
Especially when
women
we're all
ourselves.
different. Yeah,
And we're
I
very busy,
know.
and we have people we have to help, and we have our magical practices we do. But we just really, me and Sister Drew have been wanting this for quite a few years, and then Sister
Yeah.
Mystical was meant to just be here and turn up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's right. It just feels right. But when you get that feedback, it really does help us because we are still on that line. Are we going to go into doing individual
Yeah,
education in
definitely.
one place? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we going to
And that's
stay
what we
together
were
and do
trying to
it?
say as well. Because we are all different, guys. So we
Mm,
don't know if maybe somebody's going to be like, why are you trying to teach somebody when you're all so different? You don't know what you're talking about, So there could be there could have been backlash to us from people that didn't agree with us teaching people so differently. But I think it works out better that we're all different because not everybody in the world has the same life or the same lifestyle, or sometimes I've not even got in the same country. I mean, look at I'm in Scotland, Sister Sherry's in England, Mystical's in Tennessee. I mean, these are all over the world. So I think to have a common ground of the fact that we really just want to teach people how to connect to their spiritual self, how to have the backup of your guides there, that they're there and you can really, really lean on them in the hard times. And then if you want to go down the
exactly.
path of lighting candles, being a little bit more witchy, then we'll guide you into that as well.
And yeah, and that's what we're
Essentially, it's
doing.
your spiritual mind.
Like, yes, we're witches and stuff like that, yeah, but we're not. Even though we are here and we are educating how you can use magic and how you can do it correctly, and that we are learning you about other things like communicating with spirit and connecting because it's all linked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
And
is.
even to work in spell work and to cast spell work, you've got to know how to connect to deities and energies to get what you want. So you need to know your spiritualities and
Yes.
everything. You know what I mean?
Think about it, guys. If you mixing a herb with a herb, it's just mixing a herb with a herb. It is
Yeah,
you programming that herb. It's you putting that energy into that herb. And especially if you wanted the energy to come from somebody a little bit more powerful than, like with me, I'll say to Hecate to back me up for the healing, and I'll make sure that I feel her beside me. And then that way, I feel as if when I'm putting my energy into my candle, I feel as if through my fingers, I feel her there. So you've got
yeah.
to know how to do that
That's
and
why you'll
feel
see a
the
lot of that.
energy. Yeah.
You'll see a
So
lot of witches and spiritual practitioners doing stuff over their stuff with their hands because a lot of the energy does come out of your hand. That's where it comes from. It goes in and
that's where
comes out for your hands.
yeah,
So that's why
it
you
comes
see
out
us doing
to
all that.
touch. Yeah.
It's not us
So
going nuts, it's
it's
us
it's
putting
to
the
doing that,
energy in,
guys. Yeah.
you know.
And sometimes my hands tingle for hours after it, and I think
Yeah.
Mysticals does as well.
Have you ever
Sometimes I've got to sit and
have
kind of
mine
clear
heat
my
up?
hands and
Have
things
you ever
after it.
found that they
Yeah.
heat? They heat up as well. Mine go hot. When I'm doing magic and I've got the energy there, and my hands go really hot, and it's like, whoa, yep, we're ready.
Brilliant,
And the
Misty.
candles,
Yeah, I hope
candles
you
start,
do.
candles start doing mad dancing tricks as the energy gets bigger as
So
well.
you
Like
can make the
everything
candle
starts to change.
dance. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you put your energy, if you put certain energy into your
I
hands
may
and
be
things,
able to help.
especially with your fingers and you've got a candle, you can start kind of manipulating the flame. I know probably people think, oh, it's because you're putting your hand near it, but you can actually start kind of moving it from side to side. I've seen people do it, so I'll need to try it one day.
I may be
I
able to help
remember the
you with
first time
ideas
I
to
seen
connect with the
Uncle
nature,
Dan.
Dee.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
we want,
Mister.
we do
Guys,
want
I have
sisters to
got an
come up.
interview.
We do want sisters to come up and stuff.
Yep.
We do.
I've got an interview with Misty Cat tomorrow night. It is 9:30 UK time. So if you want to come up and see that, come up for it, guys. It'll be interesting. I want to know how to connect. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's ghost hunting with a difference for, because people ghost hunt in old castles, the ghost hunt in old buildings or cemeteries. But what about the spirit side of the woods? What about the elementals? What about all the guardians of these castle grounds? That's where I want to go a little bit different, guys, with my ghost hunt. And I want to start trying to talk to the more spiritual beings and the spirits as well. Of course, I'll be doing that. But for my business type of thing, I want to show people that spiritual side of it and try and connect to the flowers, the trees and things. The water as well. The water's an amazing energy. And if you sit and
Oh,
listen to it, you
it
can
is.
start to hear things. So
And
it'll be
with
interesting.
nature, obviously, like when you've got your spirits and you've got your stuff like that, yeah, there are going to be certain offerings and stuff that you'll take down to them to give to them and show them that you're wanting to communicate. But a lot with nature and stuff, it is about sitting and listening and feeling and hearing. Once you start to feel that and link into that energy, you'll automatically start to know what that energy is and who it is coming towards you. They'll start to communicate
Yeah.
with you, talk to you, tell you their names, tell you what they do, sort of things like that. But there are a lot, like I go to nature and I'll sit there and I'll just tune in with the vibrational
I knew
energy,
what
and
you meant, sis.
I'll have like all of the herbs and stuff that I wanted down. I'd sit there and have a certain music on. I take a nice little incense cone thing that I put on a thing so that there's a nice smell coming through. I've got crystals in my hands, and
Yeah.
I'll sit there and it's like meditating. It is meditating, and you're sitting there.
Me
But
too,
instead of
mister.
going into your meditation state of mind, you're envisioning you meeting the energy in the forest. You're envisioning seeing something
Yes.
coming towards you in the forest. That's how you call them in. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. But
Misty's
I'll
really good
show
with
you
nature as well.
guys
Misty can learn you a
first.
lot.
What I'm
Yeah.
planning on doing, guys, is and I'm sorry, guys, it'll only be my members that get this privilege, and some of my sisters in the clan that's not in the membership. But I have to do it that way because if I put it out publicly, people will know what they're getting. So I'll
Yeah.
probably share some of it in my membership, and I'll take you around and I'll show you the walk, and I'll show
I
you
don't
the
get a lot.
connection.
I don't get a lot of names when I go out, but a lot of them know me. Yeah, no, and they won't always
Well,
say to
yeah,
you your name straight away. That's what I'm saying. When you connect, you'll learn. It's not just by them telling you the name, but you'll learn by a certain energy or feeling they give off to you. You'll know who that is. You know what I mean? So you'll be like, that's so and so, or that's so and so, because all got different feelings. They don't feel the same. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So
You
you know, there's many ways to know
and
that
you
they're
don't
around
and
you,
see the
not just
feeling
the name.
of and the feeling of the tree energy as well is different from like the trees, the feeling of maybe the spirits. Also, it's more like a kind of there's like a buzz through there, if you know what I mean, when you're next to trees and they're communicating with you. There's like a certain not a buzz, it's like a certain vibration. Whereas with
When
spirits, I've never felt like a vibration or anything. But with trees and
when
things I
you go
have.
like with when you go with like your tree spirits and your plant spirits and all this sort of thing, they've still got a very free feeling energy because they can still come and go from that tree and that plant and whatever. But you'll find
Yeah.
that with like the trees and things like that, they have a very grounding feeling. You can feel they're very attached. and you'll know that's their energy because they don't move. They're in the ground,
Yeah.
their roots go very low, so you'll feel a very like binding and very powerful
Yeah,
energy
mister.
of connection. When it's the tree, that you'll feel that connection of binding because they're
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? And you'll get the vibrational feeling, and they give off happy feelings, sad feelings,
Yeah.
angry
Oh, yeah.
feelings. They're no
Yeah.
different. You know what I mean?
That's it. Everything is emotion, isn't it? I mean, everything
Yeah.
is energy, so therefore it goes up and down.
Mm-hmm.
They all
Oh
connect
yeah.
differently depending on your need and energy. Yeah, definitely. I've just thought, as I told you when we started this, guys, all I can do is tell you the way I've done it and maybe guide you through a little bit of what I've read in books or I've maybe seen somebody else do. But essentially, I will always be sharing with you what my experience is. So I hope that you get something out of it on membership when I start sharing it. Because I do feel as if you'll start to feel what I feel coming through the camera if when yous are all spiritually open, I think. So it'll be interesting to let you see what I've got up here.
Yeah, and it'll be really interesting to see it. And I do agree,
And I'll
Misty.
do
They
it with
do.
Sister Sherry
They
when we go down. Yeah.
yeah, like they definitely do. Like obviously you're gonna know their familiar energy, the energy that they would normally feel like. But obviously, like I said, just said they're going to be different depending on the emotion of them at that time, or if something's
Yeah.
happened. You know what I mean? You might go up to them and they're
Sure.
angry, or they're upset, or they need some love, or they need
Yeah.
you to say they're beautiful. There's so many things. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's all different things. Like energy will feel different for whatever you're going to them for. If you're going to a tree for like you're needing a healing energy from the tree, you're going to get a very powerful, overwhelming energy of healing. And then you could go to a tree
Mm.
for another reason, like you're needing a certain love feeling from a tree to put into an energy that you're working with that's to do with nature. That would be completely different
Yeah.
because that would be more solemn.
I've
So they
just
do
noticed,
change.
Sister Sherry, see where you're sitting because your poster's behind you. It looks as if you've got a crown on.
Yeah.
Do you notice
Woo!
that, guys? That's amazing. That'd be a great screenshot just to make it look as
Oh,
if you've
it
got a
does, doesn't
crown
it? It
on.
looks like I've got like
Yeah.
the.
There you go. She's goddess already. Telling you
Watch
something.
the video, sis. You'll understand more
Yeah, and I
of what we are.
definitely think, guys, that does want to start seeing what they want to connect to, go back. Sister Sherry's channel, Mystical's channel. I don't know if I've got too much on there about different entities. I think I've got things that I've done shows with about different mystical things in Scotland, but I'll probably do more now that we're talking about it. As I say, yeah, Sherry,
The
your ear keep
Sherry has car ears.
fairy ears. Yeah. But just make sure that you are trying to study and see what you want to connect to. Not everybody wants to connect to the trees like me.
Oh, you
So
meant
just
cat ears. Cat
cat
ears.
ears, sorry.
Yeah.
At first I
Well,
seen
yeah,
it
but
just like
then
this,
you
like the
can't
wee
really
crown with three
explain
bits.
the middle. Why would the cat have three ears? That's the only problem. You got the
Yeah.
ears here, I
It
get,
looked like,
but there's something in.
yeah. It just looked like a crown.
It looks like a crown, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, definitely connect, guys, and like listen to your energy, connect with other energy, and that. Like we said, like start out with talking to the moon, talking to some of your past loved ones, and your guide more than anything. Your guide will help you
Yeah.
to open to all of that. Okay, they're probably the first energies to start off with. Make sure you always use your protection and you put your candles and stuff on, and always call out directly to who you're wanting to talk to. Don't just open it to anybody. It's very important,
Yeah,
and always
definitely
make
don't
sure
do
that you do say,
that.
I do not invite any negative or evil energy to come in. You're not welcomed or invited. Always make sure you say that because you don't want to just be inviting anything
Yeah.
in. So
And if you have any
you'll have
questions,
amazing
remember just
experiences
ask. Yeah. And you'll
once you're open.
probably find that the minute you sit down, you may even start hearing things that somebody
Yeah,
wants to work with you already. Much
yeah,
like Santa Murta with me. I do believe Santa Murta was probably in the background first
yeah,
started trying to communicate with spirits. And also she's good with a lot of justice things. And at that time I was getting a lot of things that I felt I was unjustified with. There was a court case coming up where a 14-year-old girl had slapped me and I was getting charged for it. So there was a lot of different things going on that wasn't really nice for me. I wasn't, the justice wasn't on my side, let's say, and I couldn't win because she was underage. So I feel as if that is when she came into my life, really at that moment as well, because she knew I didn't have something unjust was happening to me. So there's definitely certain things that deities will be attracted to you for.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So just watch out for that as well, guys.
yeah, definitely. You might have a few problems and you're
Okay,
not thinking
Mystic,
about it.
listen, sis.
Love you, sis. Thank you for coming in. Like
Love
sis was
ya.
saying, sometimes that you don't have to directly communicate with them. If, like she's saying, if they do pick up that there's a situation or something going on, they will try to communicate with you. So having those signs and
Yeah.
keeping an eye out for that as well, definitely.
Oh, do you want to know what could be good, guys, if you have not got a deity yet? See when a star comes up and then Beltane, you could maybe start reaching out to some of the goddesses because that is their day. So I do
Yeah.
believe Astara is next. So even use, in fact, you could use Beltane to reach out to
Okay, sis.
Bridget like I did. Try and do that.
Yeah.
Read up on her, see what she likes, what crystals and things she likes. Get one of the, I can even give you some of her little phrases and things she likes and see if she'll work with you. Because Bridget's one of those goddesses that typically she will step in and try and teach you something if you call out to her. So try that at Astara or Beltane because that's their day and see if
Bridget,
maybe they'll contact you then. Yeah.
yeah, Bridget. Yeah, she's really good to communicate with.
Yep.
She is.
And she's Celtic, so she's
Yeah.
Scottish, so we're Scottish
Hmm.
Irish, so I'm not
She's
biased.
amazing.
Yeah, but she'll probably, and Freya as well. I do believe's a good guider. Hecate's a
Yeah,
little
I have
bit
Freya
more
and Bridget.
picky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think with Hecate you've got to prove yourself a little bit first with her that you're
Freya's
trying.
really Freya's
Sorry,
really
sis.
into like rose incense. So anything that's got like rose or like flowery smells, Freya likes that
Right.
sort of stuff. She also is really big on like animals and stuff as well. So even getting a little trinket of an animal thing to put in front of her or something like that, and maybe like a goddess statue, anything, just something to represent her.
Yeah,
Put the
most of
the
them it's
rose incense
owls.
on. Put her favourite crystal colour out. You know, you've got like the different
Yeah,
herbs
find
that you
out
have
her
for like her
favourite colour. I
season. She
think
can
it's
put her
orange right
favourite
enough.
season herb out. I do, even though it's
That's where
not.
I would start, guys.
Yeah,
Yep, that's where I would start. Start reaching out to one of the goddesses. Bridget, I would say. If not Bridget, maybe Freya. Persephone's a little bit more difficult as well. She's more of
I
a
just stick to them
powerful.
two for the time
Yeah,
being.
I
Yeah,
think she more would work with somebody that's more established because they're like get things done quick type of goddesses.
yeah.
Hecate
That's
as
why I'm
well.
saying,
She,
like, you're researching, you're studying. If you went onto line and that and put in different types of gods and goddesses, it'll come up with the names, what they all represent, what they're about.
yeah. You
And
see
you
what
can
one
know which
reaches you.
ones relate to you. You know what I mean? Because they've got to relate to you as well. You've got to be able to have some sort of relation with them to be able to work with them. So
Yeah, I would
doing
sit
that,
with a list of them even and see what one you're drawn to.
and
I
they
mean, I
normally do
think
do that.
there's
They'll have
about
the name of
12
them.
main ones or something. Yeah.
They normally
And
have the
just remember,
name. They
guys,
have the
a lot of
statue.
people with Lilith, a lot of people think that Lilith is bad, but remember,
No, she's
every
not.
deity's got a good and bad side. Lilith is one of those deities that she can punish you if you do something really bad, such as if you promise her something and she's done something. She's one of the deities that will probably punish you more than one of the rest of them, and she's got a touchy side as well. But I do believe that if you're a good person, that the deities and goddesses know your heart. They know you're not asking for anything through malice. They know you're not wanting just quick fame, quick money. Most of them will feel you're a good person. You've maybe done the wording wrong or something because you're a novice, and they will work with you. So just
They
try
are
and
normally
reach out
quite
to one of them
understanding unless you overstep the
that
line. They are.
you've got a connection with. Yeah, and Christina, everybody learns differently too. Some
They do,
people
and
take
it's all at different levels. That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, if you go and look and research them up, normally 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you the different names, what they represent. They'll tell you what herbs to put down, what crystals they like, what incense they like, what offerings you could
yeah,
give them in food and drink. They've
you go
normally
on
got
what the
all that
healing works
detail
on.
online and stuff, so you can get it. You can even go on there and actually get physical spells and prayers to actually say out to your gods and goddesses, so you can invoke them as well. There are things out there for like invoking them and
I
prayers
think
and
when I'm
stuff as well.
behind it,
There's loads.
I've got goddesses here. I mean, I've got like put it this way. I think,
It is intent, definitely. Yeah,
say, for example, right, Bridget. Bridget is the Celtic goddess of healing, spring, and new life.
yeah,
Animal association: oxen, ram, boar, serpent, raven, falcon. Colour association: green, red, orange, white, yellow, gold. Plant association: angelica, basil, snowdrop, heather, and thyme. Crystal association: carnelian, sunstone, pyrite, green aventurine. Association symbols: cauldron, raven, cross, solar cross. Offerings to the goddess Bridget: milk, oak, embroidery of flames, homemade jewellery, willow or white birch branch, picture of a raven, serpent, oxen, boar or ram, sun symbol, spring water, and symbols of a solar cross or Celtic cross. So there's some simple
yeah,
things just to have to reach
yeah.
out to her.
And you can get all of that information. You can get that. And there are like, because a lot of them that you come to invocation for, you will have to do some form of prayer. So you can get a lot of that stuff online where you've
Oh
got a
yeah, you
Bridget prayer.
will.
And the thing is even though you've got it set and wrote in a particular way, it doesn't have to be that way. You can change the words in those prayers to make it something between you and Bridget. Like I've had
Yeah,
prayers that
do
I've
your own.
found years ago, and I thought I don't really relate to how that is. So I put the main bits that are to her, but I changed the words around to something that
Yeah.
resembled me and her,
And
and
they
she finds
prefer
it so
that.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, they
So just
prefer that,
remember, even just
guys.
writing your own prayer, you can write your own prayer to her if you want to, as long as you just put blessed be or amen at the end, or so might it be, like
The
it's a
more
prayer.
personal, the better, I say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
they appreciate it when it comes from your heart. They do.
and then they know. That's why the little offerings and things, if you're sitting eating your dinner one day, maybe you've not got a lot to give her, you've not got enough to give them personally. But if you just set aside half a potato even off your plate and say, I'm sorry, I can't give you a full dinner, they appreciate things like that, because even though you're not got a full dinner to give them, you're still giving them a little of yours. Things like
Do you
that
know
go a
what?
long way, guys, for them to trust you.
Do you know what? Even if you don't have enough food to give to them and that, you've got a plate with food on the thing. Yes, you're going to be eating it, but they can eat it alongside with you. I just say, look, I
Get the
haven't got
energy
much
off
in
them.
today, but this is my plate of food, and you're welcome to come and join me. And that's what I do, and they do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
things like that.
that's how I am. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's food at the end of the day. They're not going to get funny about
It's
eating
the
with you. You know
energy
what I
they
mean?
want. It's the
Yeah,
energy and the respect essentially that they're looking for. So,
yeah.
but just little tips like that. Make sure you know what they like their incense and things like I showed you there.
That's the
Do you
main
want to know what
thing.
we could do,
That's the
Sherry?
main thing.
We could do the next. I think it is a star. In fact, a star will be tomorrow because this is what the day.
We're on the second, sis. Now it's the second.
Yep, I'm sure the star is the third.
So on Sunday.
Sparkle behave. Let's have a look up. Um, right, March. Come on, can you never find it when you're looking for it? Right. Oh, it's March the 10th,
Yeah, so we've got a
19th.
few days
Sorry, the
then.
19th. So what we could do then is in the 19th, depending on well, it doesn't even really matter what day it is. I suppose we could jump on in between streams if it's one of those days. We could go on a Stara and maybe show you a little bit about how you set up an altar for the season. Maybe things like that, just to give you a little bit of guidance on that as well, if you want. It'll give you a little
Yeah,
bit
that
of,
sounds
just
like
to
a good
show
idea.
you. You'll find, guys, as well, for all you people that's coming into it new, well, this is what happened with me. At first, I was always dedicated to lighting the altars up every single season. And then you find that when you get a little bit more established, that you don't have to do it every season like a great big elaborate altar. You can get away with
No,
doing like little offerings and things, or little, you know what I mean? You don't have to do the big elaborate thing. So just remember that as well. You don't have to go all out. But a star and things is good, and belting is good because you get a lot of the wild flowers. So remember, Bridget likes like the snowdrops and things. So right now the snowdrop
Bridget does,
season's
yeah.
here in Scotland. So do as what you
Snowdrops,
can out of
daffodils,
nature.
anything like that. They do like their
Yeah,
flowers. That's a lot of what a star is about. It's all of like nature and life is starting and
yeah,
stuff
it's
like
her
that.
regrowing,
So
growing. That's who Bridget
it's a
isn't
growth,
it? Yeah.
rebirth. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
putting all your beautiful little flowers in that, they love that.
Thank you, Luna. Thank you guys for
Spring
listening.
equinox
Spring
is the
equinox is the
19th at
19th. Yeah, that's
8:06
right,
p.m.
MCAT.
Central time
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Well,
So
every
we've got a
climate's
week
a
or
bit
two.
different, aren't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll do that. We'll just to give you a little bit to show you how we actually set up an altar for a season, and read a little bit out about that. And sometimes, if you're going to do, especially like one of the main seasons, you'll probably do a little bit more of an occasion. Like a lot of people, it's Beltane. A lot of people, it's just depending what season's more important to you. With me, it's Samhain and Yule is my favourite. And then and Beltane, because everything's growing back, like all your flowers and
Yeah.
things.
They're my
So
three
just
main ones is Beltane,
just do whatever you
Yule,
want.
and Samain, which is Halloween. They're my three main ones. But I do intend to light my altars up on each season just out of respect, but I don't go crazy on the ones that are not my
For
ones.
Freya,
Do you know what I mean?
if I started doing the little, if I started getting the sub boxes, and we've got a lot of those little dishes, it's got Samhain round it, Yule round
Yeah.
it. I find now they're really handy because what I do usually now is I'll just set up a little bit on that table and dedicate it to that season now. So it doesn't need to be
Do you know
something
what
big
I
and
do?
elaborate.
I don't have all of the dishes and stuff, but what I do, the ones that I do, like on the seasons I have got the dishes for, I put the candle in the middle and like that, and then I put the herbs on the outside on the
Yeah,
jagged
it
bit of
doesn't
the
matter if
dish.
you can use
Just do it
the
around it, and
same
I do
one.
the candle, and I
Doesn't
just go,
matter.
here you go, here's your offering. I give you love, peace, and I thank you for
Or if
whatever.
you've
I
not
just give
got
them a
that,
little bit and they go.
a plate. Yeah, if you've not got that, a plate,
Don't have to
anything
have a
you've
dish.
got, a
Anything at
cup,
home, a plate,
whatever.
a cup, a bowl, anything.
Even make a bit of paper. Get a bit of
Yeah,
paper, decorate the piece of paper, and put the offering in the middle. There's so much you can do, guys.
you don't have
And
to
do you know
have like
something? They'd
witchy
probably
stuff.
love that because it's got your
Yeah.
energy in it, drawing it, you know?
Mm.
So
Well, I even do it like even when I write out my little leaflets and I write my little pamphlets, I put little love hearts and little kisses
yeah, that's
because
like me
it's
with
got
I
that
had
little
them out
love and
there
affection to
earlier.
them. You know what I mean? It's weird, but
What did I
it's
put
me.
them? The ones that I had drawn. Don't even know. I don't know what their name. The ones I had drawn out.
10:06 Central. Yeah, like that's
All
what I'm
right.
saying. Like all
Okay.
times and scales are so confusing, like because we're all over the
Yeah,
place.
because we're over the world. Also remember, guys, as well. See when you're out in the and during the day, and you're maybe trying to. A lot of people say the moon, but remember the god is we're male energy of the world, if you like. So if you're out in the middle of nowhere, or like me with the clearing up at Burtwood, I want to go to. Remember, work with that moon energy. Sorry, that sun energy as well. Trying. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not one that's really connected to the sun or any male deities or gods or anything as of yet. Kuros, I've worked with him a couple of times just to be the balance on my altar, for the male energy. So when I'm down there now, it's probably especially one of my first times I go do it myself. I'm going to try and connect more to the moon, the sun energy and that male energy, and I'm going to see where that could take me. to showing a dedication to the sun as well this year. Maybe I'll try that because I've connected to
I
the
think
moon.
that
So let's see if I can connect with that.
I do think that both of their energies are really important because it's what makes our world and that. And obviously,
Yeah.
I do like show my love and stuff to them. That's why I'll leave my altar stuff all through the day and then all through the night because I do take both of their
Oh yeah, I
energy,
do that,
and because I
but I've
do
never
talk
paid
with
homage
I
to them
I
yet,
talk
like I
with
do the moon. Welcome in,
I have
Kayla.
two God. Hello, darling. I have two gods that I work with. I have Odin, which is for like your tarots and your bannons and stuff like that. Then I have Kananos, which is my elemental
Yeah,
energy for
Cananos.
like nature and stuff. So I
Yeah.
work with them a lot. So I do my sun
Also,
energy.
I don't know if you got them or not, but when I was getting the Freya's sub box, we got the Green Woman and the Green Man, I do believe, pendants. So a lot of the time as well, when it's one of the seasons, I'll put like the male pendant on one of my candles and then the female pendant on the other candle and do that as a representation. So even if
I
you've
don't
not
have
got
it.
hundreds of fancy stuff, do a wee stick man, and a wee stick girl. It's anything that you're putting your energy into is my point. It's but doing that balance. Kaylee, what are we talking about? Oh, we were just going over some of the things that you can connect to because Mystical's still not feeling too well, so we're not doing a full Witchy 101 teaching tonight. We're just going over some things to help you connect. So definitely rewatch and hit the like, please, guys.
So
So, is there
yeah,
any
guys.
questions, guys? Is there any questions that you want to ask us about how to connect to something? Anything specific? I mean, we won't spend much time on it tonight, but we will maybe cover it for the last 10 minutes. Kind of
Like
everything,
on our next witchy one, are we doing that thing that you're saying about on our next witchy 101 show, or are we doing that separately from it? The
What one's
Astara
that,
one.
sis, Sora?
The Astara one. Are we doing that on witchy 101,
Well,
or are we doing that separately?
we could do it separate. We don't need to make it a witchy
The
101.
reason I'm saying that is because obviously if we're doing these classes, so these classes may have 8 because obviously we've just had this random talk one today, which we needed to do.
Yeah,
So next week's one should be like talking about how to connect with your divine energy and your higher self. You really do need to learn
yeah,
to connect to your divine energy and your higher self and have an understanding about it before you start
yeah,
trying to do it. You know what I mean? So I've got all the
yeah.
content and stuff together for that. So
Yeah, we'll definitely do that then next week.
and then the week
And
after that
then
probably
we'll
will be like where
start,
we
and then
start
we could,
talking
yep.
about different deities and different ways to connect.
And then what we'll do, guys, is we'll just with a star, we'll put that out as whoever, maybe even could each do one and show you how we do our altar for a star or something, and then it can just go into the Witchy 102 or something, or on each person's channel.
Yeah,
Well, I need
of
to take my
course, yeah.
jumper off,
We
guys.
we
I'm
we'll put
oversweating.
we'll definitely put it into the witchy channel bits, definitely, because it is an educational thing for it. So and obviously at the minute, because obviously with the witchy 101 shows and stuff that we had, like most of the stuff that we've spoke about already on witchy 101, I've got so many videos that already cover that. There's no point me keep making
Yeah,
more and more videos. So the only video you've got to really look out for is where I give you like the instructions and the details on how to do your meditation and your shadow
yeah,
exercises to help you do your shadow work and
yeah,
your other one.
definitely. Mystic will be back next week, I reckon. Yes.
Yes, we hope so. We are
And then we'll get
praying.
back
We
to
are
the
praying.
teachings, guys.
It'd be so good.
Do you remember we've did this twice before, so there is still a few of the videos out there that Sister Sherry and I done on the last time we did the teaching. So we don't need to keep going over and over them. So there's a few that Sister Sherry's going to share that we've done before, and the information on them, guys,
If
is
you
so useful.
if you go on to Witchy 102, all of them they're in there. All the videos that me and Sister Drew done together on other
And
places,
I'll
and
see if
but
I can
because
catch it.
it represents what we're talking about and what we spoke about here, it was just an ideal video to put into the playlist. So if if you go onto my channel on Witchy 102, you'll see all of the playlist videos in there. Like I said, the only one that's got to come on there is
Right, I'll
the
grab it, guys.
exercises on how to do your meditation and your shadow work. I don't need to give you detail about how to do that because you've got videos in there as well as our 101 show that we've done on it.
Yeah.
So you just need the exercises so you can do the, you know, the stuff. And I'm going to be doing that this week.
Right,
So it'll
okay,
be
guys,
out
I'm
this
going to
week
share
coming.
the Witchy 102 in the chat.
And obviously there ain't really going to
So
be any,
definitely keep
there's
an
not going
eye
to be
out.
a follow-on video from this. There's no point because it was just a normal talk and we was just telling you about different energies
No,
and
it was
deities.
just, yeah.
All of the other videos will follow with the other ones because we'll be talking to you in detail about different deities and how to connect and what they like and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff.
Right, guys, it's in the chat just now. That is
Thank you.
Sister Sherry's playlist.
Yeah,
It's got Witchy 102, and
it's got
it's
quite a
got
few
all the
videos on it.
different yeah, it's got quite a lot of the different ones we've already been over before. So definitely check them out. I do believe
And
there's
I need to
shadow
go onto
working
your
things in
channel,
there as
sis.
well.
I do need to go onto your channel and find some of your witchy videos you've done where you've done your altars and stuff
Okay.
like that and put that in there as well.
Yeah,
Because,
definitely.
you know, but most of the ones that me and Sister Drew done together are on that list. So you'll see the ones that we used to do.
Check it out, guys. Yep.
It's getting to nearly
So I
half
don't know.
past though, guys. So it is nearly the hour and a
Yeah, and I
half
don't want
mark.
to keep Mystical on here too long, guys. She needs to go and chill out a little while. So we're
Yeah.
going to end it. Just anything else you want to say, Sherry, about anything that's coming up as well?
Just keep an eye
Anything?
out. Obviously, I done my channeling show today at 6 p.m. That is up on my channel. Please go and watch that,
I'm going to
guys. That
watch
is
that.
really important to do that. There's going to be a meditation out on
I'm going to watch it
Sunday.
next.
Yeah, there's going to be a meditation out on Sunday in the daytime, and I've also got past life card readings live on Sunday evening. So come over because we are going to try and dive into some of our
I'll be
pasts.
in.
Maybe we can get some questions and stuff in the room,
Oh,
and
I'll be good.
things with that. So we're going to do that. So,
Let's
and
see.
obviously next week, just look up for like my uploads, like my music and my meditations, any educational stuff. I do that through the week. So just keep an eye out.
Brilliant.
And make sure you go over to Mystical and check out Mystical, our sister, as well, guys, because she's got
Yeah,
an awesome channel.
Mystical's been putting a lot of things out, guys. And as
And
of me,
Christina.
and Sister Sherry's Tarots of the Day,
And Sister.
remember, Sister Sherry and I's doing Tarot of the Day now, guys. So make sure that you
Yes, that
check
as
out
well.
both channels for that. And me especially, I am just going to be trying to go back to my Monday streams, which will be probably just about an hour. And I'll only be like maybe telling like a Scottish folklore tale, maybe telling some of the tales about some of the creepy things that's happened in Scotland. And then
Yeah.
Saturdays will be my 1-to-1 with Drew, and then we'll be on Mystical's channel on a Tuesday, and then we're Witchy 101 on a Friday. So check them all out,
Yeah.
guys. And
Busy.
remember, check out Christina, Mystical, Uncle Danny,
Luna.
everybody. Yeah,
Everybody.
Luna's
They're all
back,
awesome.
guys. A
Yeah.
lot of you that watch the rerun will remember Luna. Luna's back doing her streams at night again with Christina. So check that out because it's great to have her back.
But we are going to cut off of here. We do appreciate all of you, my angels, and thank you for coming in and being with us tonight. And thank you again to Luke for the lovely comment about us educating and stuff. That really,
Yeah,
really
thank
touched our
you.
hearts. We hope that you do have a blessed and pleasant evening, and we love you very, very much. Sis, do you want to say bye quickly?
Bye bye, everybody, and have a blessed weekend.
And we're going to go off. So, merry partings to you all, my angels,
Bye,
and bless
guys.
be and stay safe.
Bye, everybody.